Yo, what's going on, YouTube? And welcome back to Goal Line Hockey. It's your boy Kevin Forte. We are taking a look today at the Los Angeles Kings rookie prospect Quinton Byfield making his NHL debut. We're going to be recapping his first game and the future of Quinton Byfield in LA in this video. If you guys like what we're doing here at Goal Line Hockey and want to see the latest news around the NHL, you guys know what to do. Make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and an even bigger subscribe down below. Let's take a look at Quinton Byfield. So guys, back in the 2020 NHL draft, we saw the first pick go to the New York Rangers, Alexis Lafreniere, and the second overall pick, who made his NHL debut last night, Los Angeles Kings second overall pick center from the Sudbury Wolves of the OHL, Quinton Byfield. Standing at 6'6", 215 pounds, at 18 years old, Quinton Byfield has the NHL size. It's developing the hockey IQ, and that's what he has done so far in the American Hockey League with the Ontario Reign. Now, this is one of those weird things. Normally, he would not go to the Ontario Reign. He would be sent back to his OHL team. But because the OHL didn't have a season this year, he was sent to the AHL and was able to get called up late in the season here with the Los Angeles Kings. And this is a great opportunity for Quinton Byfield. Now, going into this game last night, he was called up yesterday, going into a game against the Anaheim Ducks at home. The LA Kings were really hoping to put on a show and get some real, footage and some things to look at with Quinton Byfield in the NHL, and they absolutely did that. But looking at what he's done so far going into this game, Quinton Byfield has had a pretty impressive season. 8 goals and a dozen assists, 20 points in his first 30 games at the professional level. So 20 points in 30 games for the young Quinton Byfield. Like I said, he's been playing with the Ontario Reign of the American Hockey League. Now, I saw some articles talking about Quinton Byfield and how people felt he played. Honestly, and from what I saw of him just a little bit, he looked pretty good. I saw one of his prime opportunities. I saw him on the power play. Todd McClellan was definitely playing the young Quinton Byfield in last night's game. And he actually got a decent amount of ice time, almost 18 minutes of ice time. He had a dozen faceoffs. He won 8 of those 12 faceoffs. A really solid debut for Quinton Byfield. Yes, he did not score a goal in this game. Yes, the Los Angeles Kings did not win this game. But at the end of the day, Quinton Byfield is here for the long term. And you look at his confidence since he was drafted. He said, I'm going to be one of the best players in the NHL, especially with my size and my ability. I already have those intangibles. It's working on the little things, and that's really what Quinton Byfield is starting to do. And he had some really good opportunities, especially in the third period. 2 prime opportunities in the slot. He just couldn't get it past John Gibson, which is a pretty tough task. So, like I said, really solid debut for Quinton Byfield. This is a kid that's going to be on the top, in the top unit here for the LA Kings in the future. And we saw guys like Drew Doughty, Anze Kopitar passing the puck to him, and he looked good. He was given smooth passes in the first period on his first shift. It was a really solid debut for Quinton Byfield. And like I said, the future of this team is disgusting. They have so many great prospects coming up. I'm going to forget some of them, but, let's just look at who they have. Gabe Vilardi, he scored a goal last night. Alex Turcotte, he's another forward. Quinton Byfield. Arthur Kaliev. Do I need to continue? Carl Grundstrom, who's came over from the Leafs in that trade. So they've got a lot of young guys that are going to continue to build up in their forward core as we see guys like Kopitar, Dustin Brown, Jeff Carter continue to age. Now that Jeff Carter's gone, the LA Kings are definitely looking like a different franchise, and for the better. I think this is good for the LA Kings. They're a team that's in a rebuild. Let's remember that. And I think what we've seen the LA Kings do up front in management and in ownership, they've done a very nice job with this rebuild. And I hate to say, this is the last year of the rebuild. I wouldn't be surprised if going back into the West Division next year, or the whatever division is next year, the Pacific Division, that the Anaheim or the LA Kings become a team that can maybe go on a playoff run. Because like I said, I think we're going to see more of guys like Arthur Kaliev and Alex Turcotte next season. I think they will be in their NHL debuts. This is kind of like what we saw with the LA Kings, with the Toronto Maple Leafs a couple of years back, right? You brought in Nylander, you brought in Marner, you let them continue to develop in their Canadian Hockey League, and then you brought them over after you had Austin Matthews. So when Matthews made his first NHL season, you brought in Marner and Nylander and everybody else. We're going to see that kind of situation here with Byfield. We're going to see Byfield come in for a full season next year. Alex Turcotte. We're going to already have Gabe Vilardi in the system, as well as guys like Arthur Kaliev. And guys, the LA Kings, the future looks bright in LA. And especially with the expectations there, there's a big hockey market, which is quite weird. It's really developed into a big hockey market. But the LA Kings are a legitimate team, and I think a lot of Kings fans are disappointed because they expected the LA Kings to be a playoff team this year. And for a long time this season, they were a legitimate contender. It's not like 20 games into the year, they're done. They're not making the playoffs. They stuck around till the first 40, maybe even 50 games of the season, and things started to tail off around then. But again, that comes with experience, that comes with not enough depth, and they did trade guys at the deadline. And trading a guy like Jeff Carter out kind of sends a message to the team, and I think ever since then, they really weren't the same team, and we kind of saw the LA Kings to where they're at today. So that's not necessarily a bad thing, though, because the LA Kings, like I said, the future looks extremely bright for the LA Kings, and I'm really looking forward to the LA Kings and what they could do. And now we've already seen the debut of Quinton Byfield. It's just showing a passing of the torch and a new era beginning in LA. So guys, let me know what you think in the comment section down below. What do you think of Quinton Byfield's NHL debut, and do you think we'll see him for the remainder of the regular season this year? I think we will. I think we'll go back to the Ontario Reign if they make the postseason. But as of right now, it's trying to get Quinton Byfield as much hockey as possible. And now that the season's kind of done for the LA Kings, you know what? Why not add a little bit of depth, try and get him some minutes, and get him some power play time, build his confidence up so when his first full season next year begins, he will be ready to go, and he's already got a couple of games under his belt. So guys, like I said, let me know what you think of Quinton Byfield. Do you think we'll see Alex Turcotte, Kaliev, Vilardi? Is this the future of the LA Kings? Let me know down below. And if you like what we're doing here at Goal Line Hockey and want to see the latest news around the NHL, you guys know what to do. Make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and an even bigger subscribe down below. Guys, as always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.